What's up guys, Mike here from Ecom Knives, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about kind of finding your way and how I did it. And if you've been following me for a little while, you kind of know that I've made a little bit of everything, just trying to find my niche. And I think I need to take it back to my roots just a tiny bit. Now, all of these blades have kind of my style mixed into them somewhere, whether it be these huge chopper type blades like this, down to the little negative angle defensive blades. They all have my style, but over the months, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, is that I did it in a batch. And when you're learning, doing stuff in batches isn't necessarily the best way to do it. Do I regret it? No, not really, because I learned to watch out for the low tip. You know, when the tip's low like this, it gets thin real quick and it's easy to burn. It's easy to burn it. Matter of fact, I did burn this one, and it used to be out here. So I had to cut the blade back to get rid of that burnt tip, and now the blade to handle ratio is all kinds of funky. So this one's getting sidelined for now until I figure out something to do with it. Same issue with this. Blade to handle ratio. Didn't notice it when I cut it out months ago, but now that I have a little more experience under my belt, I can see more mistakes, and I really want to put out quality work. I'd rather it rust in my shop than sell somebody something that I wouldn't want to use myself. So now that I kind of learned and progressed a little bit with that, when I say take it back to my roots a little bit, I want to go with one of my original designs, and I think I'm going to go with just a handful of designs at first and just do them over and over and over again until I perfect it. This way I know, you know, that I can do this one, I can be consistent with it, and I can sell great knives to people that, you know, want a quality blade. I don't want any kind of crap coming out of this shop. So one of my original designs was this. Before my YouTube days, I cut this profile out when all I had was a Harbor Freight 1x30 and what was it, an angle grinder. That's it. That was my whole knife shop. It was 2 tools. Now, it wasn't ground. I ground this the other day. This is actually my first ever hollow grind. I wanted to see, kind of get a feel for hollow grinding. This was done on the 12-inch wheel, and I think it came out pretty good. I mean, this was just a very quick, rough grind, but I think I'm getting the idea. So I wanted to take this design, which was, like I said, one of my very firsts, and I always wanted to make this one, and I haven't for some reason. And I improved on it. So with what I know now, a little bit of experience under my belt, I sketched it out today. It's going to look something like this. Now, don't mind the plunge line, that's just showing where to cut it in first and then to round off the punch. But I'm going to cut out a few of these today and see what they look like, and maybe practice some grinds on this instead of doing a different knife every time, which I'll still do. You know, at the end of the day, this is just a fun game for me. You know, it's a fun hobby, and if I could get it to the point where I can make a few bucks and upgrade my shop as I go along, then great. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go back to that. I have a couple of other designs that I'm working on, another friction folder, since my friction folders seem to be doing very well. People are showing a lot of interest in them. But I might put the big choppers on the back burner for a little while. This was fun to make, but man, oh man, does it show every single mistake when you have a long blade like that. Oh, one other thing. 2 firsts on this knife is my first removable handle, which I'll show you on a separate video on how to do the removable handle and which hardware I use and where to get it. And this is also my first acid stone wash. This is a D2 acid stone washed. And I ground this one super thin. It's got the little micro bevel for the cutting edge, and it's shaving sharp, absolutely, razor blade sharp. I think it came out pretty cool. kind of like a Fallout theme to it. And of course the polished green and toxic kyanite. I'm pretty happy with this one. Now this blade particularly is going to be donated and auctioned off for a good cause on to a local group. I don't want to specify which group because they don't know it's coming yet. I don't want to spoil the surprise. But the proceeds from the auction will be donated to a charity, St. Jude's or something to that effect. We haven't chosen that charity just yet. But I wanted to give back with one of my works. And don't worry, YouTube, I'll be doing a giveaway with you guys sometime in the future. Because you're right there supporting me too. And I appreciate every one of you. But that's it, guys. This is Mike from Ecom Knives, and I'll catch you on the next video.